Mr. Cleaver, Ranking Member of our Housing and Insurance Subcommittee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last week I had a meeting in Higginsville, Missouri, a town of 5,000 people in my congressional district in Missouri. I had a meeting of farmers, standing room only. We couldn't get anybody else in the center. Not one person in there believed that this tariff move by the president is good for them. Every 3 rows of soybeans that grows in Missouri goes to China. But I don't blame the president for this. I may be the only person in the country. I don't blame the president. I told them this. I blame Congress. We have allowed over the last 30 years the president, whomever was the occupant in the White House, to gradually take the constitutional responsibility of Congress. From the War Powers Act of 1972, we went on to this. I mean, for example, the president shouldn't have the authority to do this because there's the law 232, the Tax Expansion Act, requires that there's a 270-day period during which we're supposed to be studying the issue, and the president is supposed to be waiting on us to do that. But because the founders never envisioned a compliant Congress, and so what has happened, the president's just snatched power. I never forget, I almost had a nervous breakdown because of anger when President Obama stood up at the State of the Union and said he would sign no earmarks. He doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that power. The Constitution gives the power of the purse to the Congress. And we're just constantly giving more and more and more. And we don't, on something as critical as this whole tax issue, we are just saying to the President of the United States, in spite of the fact that there's legislation that would prohibit it or give direction to him, do whatever we want to do, and we're going to sit here. Now, having said that, Mr. Secretary, do you believe that in spite of my farmers going crazy, Kansas City Southern's world headquarters is in my district, Kansas City Southern Railroad, which means they go south through Kansas, down through Texas, and into Mexico, and they are extremely concerned and frustrated. So are you saying all these people are just misguided and they'll be okay next week?
I don't want to in any way imply that they're misguided because, again, I understand the impact that this is having on specific areas, especially the farmers, which I think are being unfairly targeted. And as I said, it's a major focus of ours to make sure that we can compete fairly, and we're very focused on these trade issues, as you've outlined, but I understand the issues.
Well, do you think that these trade wars have ever worked? I mean, discuss Smoot-Hawley, 1930. Did that work?
Again, I would just say, I don't think we're in a trade war. We're in a situation of trade disputes. Okay, these are not trade wars. And we are very focused, as I said, on the NAFTA issue, which is renegotiating an old agreement. We're very focused on the China issue, which is very complicated, as you've outlined, in fair trade.
Okay, so if I hit Al Green with my fist, we're not really in a fight. We're kind of in negotiations. I mean, we hit China, China hit us back. That's not a war, a fight?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're in a fight at all. As a matter of fact, the president has specifically commented on his relationship with President Xi and how they're helping us with North Korea and other areas. And again, as I've just said, I don't think in any way we're in a fight with Canada and Mexico. Quite the contrary. We're very focused on these agreements. And I'm going down to Mexico tomorrow as a sign of the importance of that.
Well, do you also agree then that Smoot-Hawley, based on economists, your people that you would respect, agreed that it was the Smoot-Hawley Act of 1930 that created less confidence in the markets, which contributed to the length of the collapse of the the world economy, which happened actually back in 29, a few months earlier, that did not contribute?
I think it wasn't the only issue, but it did contribute, and that's why I said we're monitoring this very carefully.
Thank you.
Time of the gentleman has expired. The chair